My daughter Tamra and her husband, along with the 3 children, are in the process of riding the Aotearoa Trail from Cape Reinga in the far north to Bluff in the very south of the South Island of New Zealand. This is Tamra's specialist bike for this trip here. It's called a gravel bike. It's got the bigger, wider tyres, but not novelty to the extent of a trail bike. We're in the process of setting up the bikes. I'm going to use Linda's new bike here just to ride the first part with him up to Progress Junction. Chris has checked over his bikes and lubricated up the chains of his Tamra's bike and his. So they're using the Tour Aotearoa official guide for the South Island, and today's part that they're doing is from Reefton to Ikamatua. And so I'm going to ride with them to the first part to about 500 metres. So here be the map. We come out of Reefton and I'll come up as far as here with them and then come back, but they've got to work their way right away through here, through to the Waiuta, and then out to Ikamatua, or a junction on Highway 7 there, where I'll meet them with the car. And so here they are, leaving Broadway and around onto the bridge here, heading over the Anangahua River at Reefton. This is the first turn off here, up to Auburn's 9 kilometres, and that's the road there to Greymouth. This is the one that they're taking. That puts them onto the big river road, winding their way through the mountains to Waiuta. I can't see it all, I'm fogged up.
It's fun to have my dad on this ride with me. He's on the e-bike, so he's shooting ahead and able to get some good shots. So I've got about a 5 to 7 hour ride up through the old mining area in Reefton today. I'm quite looking forward to it. It's going to be a good day.
So we just left Progress Junction now, and we're heading on up to Auburn's car park, where the Auburn's had their mine. See you when we do. Bye bye.
Yep. See you, Alvin.
Bye. Good morning, Joel. How are you? It's lovely to meet you.
Yeah, good morning on a lovely day in a random spot.
It is, isn't it? Way up here. We're up at Auburn's car park on the start of the Big River track here. But you've just graded your way up all the way from, well, more or less the main road, haven't you?
Yeah. So just on my rotation, which takes about 3 months to get around to each road, sometimes a bit longer depending on the weather.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
So just do all the coast of Karamea, Springs Junction, down to Punakaiki. So
Right.
yeah, so lots of different places to go.
And this one's based here in Reefton, is it? This big
No,
man?
I'm actually, so myself and the grader are based in Westport.
Right, yeah.
And so that's where it's based. It's sort of central for us.
Yes.
And yeah, so we come and go from there. And I leave the grader and wherever I come from, and then take the ute home, which I tow behind it when I need to shift it.
Good, yeah. And a big machine like this, what would the value of this big machine be?
So these machines can, in the proximity of $250,000 to $500,000.
Yes.
So yeah, and it depends on the features and the GPS and everything like that. So
Right.
they do range, and this is one of the first of this model to arrive in New Zealand.
Right.
It weighs,
This is an unusual feature on the back here, these rollers. There's a bit of weight in them too?
yeah, so I don't know the total weight of the unit is extra, but these tyres are all solid rubber and then part water filled.
I see.
So they just go on a float situation on the straight roads, and when the conditions are right, they just help pack a road back down that's not used a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, it really helps, and then it also stops people from hopefully staying in one part of the road, because if you roll the whole road, they don't tend to just stay in the centre like sheep.
Right.
So it does seem to help us. And
I see that front's articulated too, but you just mentioned before about the back wheel, front of the back wheels are able to move as well.
Yeah, so I can steer in the front with full articulation of the wheels and turning like normal, but I can also steer like a fronting loader from the centre, which just takes my radius, and it's to do with grading as well as turning. So depending on the conditions and where I am, I can articulate from the centre, but maybe I can jump in shortly and actually show you how that works.
Good. This blade looks sophisticated. Tell me about that, Joel.
So it's pretty much a standard feature. This is a 14-foot blade, and yeah, it pretty much does everything. It articulates everywhere. I can even bring it up out the side here for doing batters and stuff. We don't do a lot of that here in New Zealand.
Yes.
But yeah, it pretty much does whatever I want it to with a whole bunch of levers inside.
Well, this is a great view of everything here, Joel, isn't it? But all these controls here, what do we got on this side?
Yeah, so they all do multiple things. It's hard to tell because it's all in my memory.
Yes.
But some of those are two-dimensional levers and some of them are four-dimensional levers. So even though it's got a steering wheel, I don't steer with the steering wheel when I'm on the gravel road. That's only for highway.
Yes.
So they do multiple things, from lifting the rollers up to obviously changing the blade. So just constantly on all the time. But it is nice to, I just literally steer it with my thumb.
That's right. And this side, very similar, only the rear, is it?
Yeah, and then you got just your forward and reverse over there, just like a car. It's all automatic if I want to put it in automatic, and it's very adaptable to the driver too, so the seats and everything adjust. And
yes. Wow, fancy being able to move her out like this here. Now this is the cutting edge. What's that stuff made of, Joel?
I don't know the grade of steel, but it's obviously hardened steel, just this cutting edge here. And we'll, you know, often in the summer, every day, I'm rotating the blades just to wear them evenly, because
yes,
you're not always wearing them evenly, so just to wear them out properly. But they're expensive, so each blade costs about $600.
yes.
So $1,200 for a pair.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we can be around about 2 to 3 weeks to wear a set out, depending on the weather.
So I'm back here at the Progress Junction Bridge on the road here, and these skid marks are very recent and fresh. Pulled the car up here, doing the handbrake wheelies, and then on down the track there. Let's see if we can see the consequences of this idiocy. Even though it's been graded here, you can still see the skid marks of the car here on the road. Getting a little bit out of control here. Wiggle, wiggle. So let me show you what happened here as he got coming down here at too many revs. You can see this white line here. That's where one wheel went. Into the scrubby went here. And he done a handstand way down into there. The car's only just been removed. Down he went. Whammo. My job today was to look after the 3 grandchildrens and keep them safe while Tamara was away through the forest. Checked out the local gift shops to see what was on offer there. And a cuddle with a schnauzer, a very cute little dog on Broadway. Well, I've picked them up on the Aotearoa Road. They've got about 3 k's to go to the bottom of the road now. They're both travelling well, no trouble at all. Chris will recommence the ride from the intersection of the Waiuta Road and Highway 7 tomorrow, riding down through Blackball Back Road there, popping out at Greymouth. There's another
sore knees.
saw everything.
Yeah.
But you just saying
good.
that it was a lovely ride up there, hey? Hey?
Yeah, something that makes you hurt is can be still quite good fun.
But insofar as the ride so far, it was up there with the best ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good day.
Not too hot for you?
Yep, was hot.
Not too rough for you?
It was very rough.
Not too strenuous?
It was all of it. It was hard. You had to concentrate. It was gorgeous. There's not a single soul up there. It was, it was just fantastic. Real good.
Good work.
Yeah.
Tamara, are you boxing on tomorrow further south?
Yep.
The kids are relaxed anyway, and so the next one is riding on down to Greymouth.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what an odyssey you got going here, hey?
Yeah, that's Chris's job. He's got to do that tomorrow.
Okay, so you do in the car.
Yeah.
Well done, Tam. Thanks for going over this with me.
Yeah, all good.